The next thing I was going to talk about is the issue of savings. No country. The reason why we're talking about massive borrowing today is because we didn't save yesterday. And cost of governance, which I'm sure I will make a short later. Our constitution, I listened to one of the professors talk about the Epicurean life. Our politics and lifestyle have been built on a Epicurean life. Let's take care of today for tomorrow will take care of itself. That is why our constitution, 162 section of our constitution, says that we shall maintain a federation account through all which monies will be paid into and shared to the 3 tiers of government, state, federal, and local government, without any remaining. Even in motor park, they keep some change for tomorrow. But everything here is shared. Because of it, there was no saving. No nation can survive without saving for tomorrow. Never. And that is the crisis we face today. So I'm appealing that that constitution be changed. Let the present government appeal. We have people in National Assembly. Let them, they can fast track this one and change it and include saving. I know that we have today, people will say we have the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority Act. That one only allows, to tell you how Nigeria is, it only allows for saving of excess. Imagine excess in Nigeria. They will never get excess because they have to take everything. However, I believe that while we are waiting for the constitution to be amended, for us to have a compulsory saving, we can start today. Honorable Minister and all of us, there's some money today that is about being distributed, which we call refunds and everything. And I believe that if we make a resolution as a country, we can start that. We now have, I read it in the paper every day, 6.9 billion excess crude deduction, out of which 1,250 million, which is about 380 billion, had already been shared. And I know that there's an approval, which I'm sure the minister is dealing with now, to share another 380 billion has been shared. Okay, minister, I said no approval, but let me say, the people who will get it, 1 minute, the people who will get it, 1 minute, those who will get it have put it in their mind. So let me deal with it. There is let me say, let me say, there is an intention to share $1,650 million, which is about 500 billion, because that is the figures I'm seeing in the newspaper. But the minister said his intention, but assuming that is also removed from the 6.9 billion, which is what I'm reading, we are left with 4 billion. NNPC, MPDC have just agreed to an unremitted $21.8 billion. And ahead, they have given a schedule in which they can pay that back. That is what I heard. That's what I read in the newspaper. I'm only working with the newspaper. I'm sure the minister is here, so he will clarify it. So, that is what they said. I also read that the federal government of Nigeria, they said this year, they are going to sell 10 NIPP projects, the power generating plants. If I recall, when I was in government at 2013, the reserve price for it was about $5.9 billion. So we're looking at about $6 billion. My humble and appeal to government of today and Nigerians is that the remaining $4 billion unshared deduction, the one they have not earmarked for deduction, the NNPC 21.8 billion, and the 6 billion for sale of our listing is 31.8 billion. If we resolve today as a country that we're not going to share this, consider that all we shared in the past have not been, nobody have seen it. Nobody know where it went to. That's what we are seeing in people's houses now and all over the place. So let's talk about this one. Let's be resolved now. Let's resolve as a people. Let's then resolve that this 31.8 billion, we are not going to share it. We are going to save it. If we save this at about 2.5 billion starting from 2018, by 2030, that's when it will stop. Even the year they are going to evaluate us on SDG, at 7% income, by then we would have saved $51 billion. 2013 is just by the corner. Consider we have 2.5 billion already in that account. The total will be about 55 billion by the year 2030. If you look at our foreign reserve today, our foreign reserve today is $30 billion. Again, I thank the present government because I think they've been able to increase it by about 10% or thereabout. Minister, I'm sure you know the right figure. I thank you for what you people are doing to increase that. But I'm also urging you that instead of even saving 10%, reduce it to 5%. And let's have a target that we are going to save 5% in our build our foreign reserve by 5% to 2030. By 2030, that foreign reserve will be 57. 57 in foreign reserve and 55 in our national sovereign wealth account will amount to about 110 billion. The major problem we have today, we're talking about recession. The critical thing that is affecting our microeconomics instability today is because of our weak foreign reserve. Nothing again. If we have $100 billion today, we will be able to have a stable exchange rate. Businesses, especially SMEs, will plan properly because they have a stable rate. We will be able to rein in on inflation. We will be able to attract foreign portfolio and all the investors that we require. Because they will see investors move like bee. Where there's honey, they go. When there's nothing, they move out. So they will be able to come out. We will be able to generate the massive investment we need to invest in our infrastructure. And this is clear. Let me compare other countries to show you why this is desirable. We were not part of the BRIC countries because they could not see effort we were making. But today we are part of the Mint country. The Mint countries are Mexico, Indonesia, Nigeria, and Turkey. And I compare the countries with you so you can see where we are. Mexico, with a population of 130 million, has a GDP of 1.1 trillion, a foreign exchange reserve of over $150 billion, capital market capitalization of over $400 billion, a positive GDP, inflation and unemployment under 10%. Indonesia, with a population of about 200 million, has a GDP of 870 billion, reserve of over $100 billion, capital market capitalization of over $30 billion, positive GDP growth, inflation and unemployment under 10%. Turkey, with 80 million people, has a GDP of 780 million, about 100 billion in reserve, market capitalization of about 200 billion, positive GDP growth, inflation and unemployment under 10%. Then our own country, our very dear country, we are 170 million. Our GDP today is about 413, which is about half of the list. Our reserve is 30, which is 30% of the pack. Our capital market is about 30 billion, which is not even 20% of Turkey. Because everybody have left. We have, of course, last year we have agreed we are in recession. So there's no need to say we are in negative growth. GDP, our unemployment and inflation is hitting 20, which is double of everybody. When you compare this, the only thing that is missing in ours is that we didn't save yesterday. And we must save today. We must resolve to start that saving because that will make a difference in the future. That is all that I appeal for savings. Let nobody say there's time to save. Time to save is now. We start it with this money they are about to share. Let them not share it again. We sold licenses for airport. All the licenses we sold, telephone and everything, nobody knew where the sharing went to. So let's stop sharing. For the future of our children, I appeal that we start saving.